For pigeon, make sure that you are getting into the position and then using a static / play design. So I'm gonna get into the pigeon. I'm gonna try to get this foot up nice and high. I can start here if I'm not super mobile, holding that foot in place and just working through a little bit of play. So I'm looking left and right, tucking my hips, and then I can even go down to forearms and just try to settle in. Next one is half kneeling hip flexor stretch, and then adding a foot grab if we can get there. So I would just be sitting in this position, working through that front hip, not overextending. Don't bring the shoulder behind the front of the hip to stay in line as you come forward. If you want to get an extra stretch, you can work through this foot grab in there. You can even go down and then opposite leg. Try to relax into this even more. And then go other side. Kickstand with a reach. So I set up in my kickstand position, toe mostly forward to start, hands come down, and I'm just loading the back toe if that feels good. And then I'm gonna come through, work through this groin stretch, and then I'm going to toe up and then reach down towards the ankle, and then just come back through. So I can hold a static stretch in here if I want to, or I can make it a little bit more dynamic to start if you're extra tight through there. And then maybe I can get into holding the static stretch after that. I would do both sides there. For QL stretch, I would set up with one leg in, one leg soft bent out to the side. I'm going to grab inside arch of that foot, and then I'm going to try to lean into this leg, cradle my whole body. To get some extra stretch, I'm going to push this knee away and get away from that side. I'm trying to work this closer bent leg side, low mid back area right off the top of that hip. And I'm just going to take some long, slow breaths into that side and work through as many reps as we call for each side. If one side's tighter than the other, make sure you stay longer on that one side, hitting more breaths on your tighter side. Child's pose. I'm just going to come down, relax the toes, then reach out in front, try to get our hips towards our heels. If you want to, you can add a stretch out in front. When you add the stretch out in front, do not let the hips come away from the heels in order to get a stretch further through our back. So make sure that we have the back in line, and then I reach from there. Then I'll hit my inhale, exhale for reps, and that one into that mid-low back. For seated twist, I'm going to start with one leg over the other. I'm going to block that knee with the opposite arm. I'm going to twist over the shoulder, work some breathing on this side, and then I'm going to maintain this same position, and then I'm just going to look away, pressing slightly away with this arm as I twist in the opposite direction. If you want to, you can go to the forearm on this side as well, and then reach across and look for more twisting in the opposite way. We'll switch sides and we would do the same thing in both directions on the other side. Bound ankle, I'm going to keep my feet together. I'm just going to open up my knees and my hips, and I'm just going to lay and look for a stretch through my groin and hips. For this one, we're just going to reach overhead. We're going to get as long as we can through our heels, through our fingertips, through the top of our head, trying to lengthen our spine. And then we're just going to work some breathing. When we're done with that, we're just going to bring our hands down to our side in a relaxed corpse pose, and we're going to end with that. So for this guy, we're just going to reach up overhead, get as long as we can, work our breathing into that mid-upper back. Once we've hit a few breaths, we're gonna come down, fully relax, let the feet hang off to the side. Arms can go on the side, chest, stomach, wherever's the most comfortable for you. And finish with just in through our nose, out through our nose, and then dialing in any breath that comes through into our stomach as we go.